Welcome to another edition of WWE Sit and Talk. I am back here again with another episode with my friend Victor. What's up, Victor?
How you doing?
We're doing good, and we're here to talk Smackdown review. We're going to predict a little backlash. We're going to talk a little Raw. We're going to see who we think might be the next champion. But let's start with SmackDown. What you thought? What you think of SmackDown?
Um, I thought it was all right. Nice little pay-per-view. Um, nice little show leading up to the pay-per-view. I'm surprised no matches were made.
They usually only like to keep it at 5.
Yeah, right now they only have five, don't they?
Yeah, so yeah, they're not going to do. They're not going to add anything else to it. Which I'm okay with 5 good matches.
Yeah, they have to be good.
Yeah, give me good match. Don't just give me 5 bullshit and be like, "Hey, there's your matches." But man, I mean, there was a lot of things that happened. Um, let's see, what was the opening segment? I missed part of the opening segment.
It
Oh,
was Knight and Priest against Solo and Fatu.
yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Hey, that was okay. It ended basically how I thought it would.
Yep,
Solo took the pin from Knight, which makes sense. You know, none of the other three was going to take the pin. What do you think of the match quality?
I thought it was pretty good. Showed some deflection of Knight and Priest, considering that they're both in the Fatal 4-Way tomorrow, and that kind of played out in the match. I thought for a second toward the end of the match that it was going to cost them, but Knight hit that BFT out of nowhere, got the pin.
I would have been so mad if they would have lost. It goes back to the conversation we had earlier about picks. Oh, I would have been so mad.
Oh yeah, me too, me too.
But and then Big Drew McIntyre said, "Hey, don't forget about me."
Can't forget about Drew.
um, yeah, I like Drew. I'm glad he's doing something. But we'll
And it
talk.
has meaning.
Huh?
And it has meaning.
Yes, it's not just dumb shit like
Yeah.
fighting Alpha Academy. Anyway, let's see what else we had on SmackDown. We had the return of Charlotte Flair.
Oh boy.
What? Excuse me, sir. It's
That that segment
woo.
was she had a meltdown in that ring.
Charlotte Flair deserves better. Okay, it is unjust how she was treated in Ohio. Unjust.
This is the first time that I've seen the crowd get to Charlotte.
Well, remember, it got to her when she was at they did the Chicago show when they did a promo thing with Tiffany.
Yeah, that's true, but that's partly because Tiffany was over there throwing shots at her as well. This time she was in the ring all by herself.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um, Speaking of returns, we had a segment backstage with the new women's U.S. champion Zelina Vega talking to Chelsea and the Secret Herbis, and Vega had to find a partner,
Yep,
and Alexa Bliss is back again.
doing random stuff again.
Yay! Bliss pretty much jobbed out Chelsea Green, and Bliss and Vega won, and then Bliss had a backstage thing with Charlotte Flair.
Was it just me, or did part of me want to see after the match Alexa Bliss kind of turn heel, attack Vega, and give her something significant to do on SmackDown?
Yes, I agree. I was hoping for something like this felt like just a match to have her on return to pivot her to Charlotte
Yeah,
for I guess to give Charlotte something to do and Alexa something to do. I mean, we've seen them feud before during the
it's
pandemic.
gonna be good.
Yeah. Let's see what else happened here. Oh, we had Fraxium face off against the Street
Yes,
Profits, and
that
Fraxium
face off was
wins.
pretty good. No surprise there.
Yeah, it was a good match. What you think of the match?
Here's, I thought it was pretty good. Here's the question though. You got to take into consideration that the Street Profits had just come off that very good TLC match. Could have Faxium done it if they were 100%.
And that's probably going to be the story. I think you're probably going to have the Street Profits maybe disappear for a few weeks, come back, and then they'll have a tag title match which the Street Profits will win. And then they may have a third match, maybe a ladder match or something at maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think it's a nice change of pace. Brings in other tag teams aside from the 4 other tag teams that were fighting the past 3, 4, 5 months for the tag team titles. I'm curious to see what that leaves the other tag teams to do, though, now that they're out of the tag team title position.
Yeah, I think Fraxia might be pivoting away from the Street Profits right now, and probably doing something with DIY.
I wouldn't mind that.
Because I mean, they did have the thing where they DIY did jump them, so and Motor City Machine Gun. So I could see maybe a triple threat match, a build up to a triple threat match to determine the one contenders. Maybe a series of matches between Fraxium and DIY and Motor City.
That would be interesting. Very interesting.
What's funny, the SmackDown Tag Division is way more interesting than the Raws.
Yeah, 100%. On Raws, they only have what? Um, War Raiders and New Day. Those are the only 2 tag teams who
Um,
are getting
excuse you,
anything
sir.
else.
Excuse you, sir. How dare you? You also
Why did I
forgot
miss the tag?
American Made. How
Oh, the
dare you?
Jobber team.
How dare you? How dare you? The disrespect. The disrespect is unreal, sir. Let's see what else happened here on SmackDown. Oh, we had a Jade and Charlotte stare down. It
Jade and Charlotte Flair. Yep.
it
Right
seems
before
like
Jade's match.
they're testing to see what they want to do with Charlotte.
Yeah.
I don't think they have an actual like plan because like her and Jade had a stare down before Mania. Okay, that makes sense. Now they
Yep.
have another stare down. Now she has the one with Alexa.
What are they doing?
What do you
Is
think?
she going to be facing Alexa or Jade? I think she's going to be going after Alexa first. Because Jade's clearly not done with Naomi, especially after Naomi costing Jade her match with Nia.
I could see that being a Saturday night's main event match.
Yeah.
Let's see what else happened. Oh, we had Aleister Black and him.
Yep.
That was solid.
And a nice little promo before for the match.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing them wrestle again.
Yeah, yeah. It was good.
Yeah. Poor Miz got black mass at the end.
There's nothing bad about seeing Miz getting black man.
And oh, we got, speaking of champions, we got to talk about the brand new speed champion, El Grande El Americano, the new speed champion. Sir,
No, no. That man is a disgrace to to lucha libre
he's
on a
on the Mount
regular.
Rushmore of lucha libre wrestling, sir. What are you talking
He
about?
is not even on the radar.
He's literally like on there with Dom Mysterio.
Dom Mysterio, I'll give you Dom Mysterio, but you will never see me giving Grande Americano any kind of of um, limit.
Because he's undefeated at WrestleMania. Don't hate. It's okay. He won
He
fair
said
and
one
square.
match.
He
He
won
did
fair.
not win fair and square, and you know it.
I don't know what you're talking about. But speaking of champions, we had Nia Jax defeat Jade.
Yep.
And it looks like we're getting Nia and Tiffany at some point for the title. I kind of knew Nia was going to win because they already set that up.
Yeah.
What did you think of this match?
Surprise. It was good. It was a good back and forth between Nia and Jade. I'm surprised that this wasn't advertised kind of like how they did it with TLC match, either on the pay per view or for next week's show. But it should be good whenever it happens.
Yeah, I could also see that maybe being Saturday night's main event match. Um, see what else? What else happened here? We had Cena. Cena.
Yeah, Cena.
Cena went out there, said Randy Orton was going to fail like his previous drug tests, which I thought was hilarious.
He's always going to pull out the punches.
What did you think of this segment?
I thought it's been fun watching Cena and just tear into to people and just finally be able to be real. Like I felt for so many years he's had to hold back because he's the good guy. He's Mr. WWE. He's the guy that that was too nice or too good. Now that he's no longer the good guy, he's free to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was fine. Uh, I felt like it was kind of a waste of his limited dates that he has.
Yeah,
Like I didn't think he really needed to be there to really promote the match anymore. They've been wrestling for 25 years. Like it sells itself. But it was fine. And I think that was it on SmackDown, right? No, we had the main event match. Um, Berto and
didn't
Garza.
Phoenix have a match?
Yeah,
Yep.
Berto and Garza went against Phoenix and Andrade. And Phoenix and Andrade got the win. Andrade hit the message for the 1, 2, 3. It looks like Berto and Garza and Santos are going to be splitting up pretty soon.
They have been teasing Andrade kind of kind of taking over Santos's place. And I'm curious to see if that actually goes through because they've been teasing that for a couple months now.
They may do a match where winner takes over Phantasma.
I'm all for anything that gives Andrade something good to do.
Here, here. Fucking agree on that. He's too good not to be used.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, we had some releases last week. We had Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Caden Carter, Katana Chance, Shayna Baszler, Eddie Thorpe, um, Gigi Dolan, Cora Jade. Any of those surprise you?
Not one bit, if I'm being honest.
Really?
All the people that you named off were not being used or just there when a person needed to job out to someone bigger or someone heading to a bigger level.
That's fair. I would say Braun Strowman for me. He was on TV, like he was active. He just had that thing with Fatu, the last man standing, not that long ago. I
Yep.
would have figured if anybody, he would still be around. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's a business, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that's what happens when certain individuals aren't being used, and it's really best for them because it no longer holds them back from sitting and catering and doing absolutely nothing.
And trying to get on the show.
Yeah, now after their what 90, 60 days, they're
I
free
think
to do
I
whatever
think
they
it's
want.
less than that now. I think some of them have
I
30.
think for yeah, some of the NXT or Evolve um firings got like 30.
Um, Cora Jade is apparently going to do OnlyFans. So
Yep, right along with um Mandy Rose.
yeah, and many others that leave wrestling to do that. It makes it, they make money. I mean, hey, whatever gets the dollars flowing in.
Exactly, exactly. They're no longer obligated to stay away from those type of things now that they're not working for the WWE.
And you know, releases are a good thing in a way because you have such a big roster that you're not using, and you want to bring in new people and different faces. You might also let some of these guys go.
Exactly. Yep.
But all right, enough of the sadness of releases. Let's talk about Backlash from St. Louis, Missouri tomorrow. Got 5 matches. Which one do you want to talk about first?
All right. Um, let's see. Talk about. I think the easiest one to predict this weekend: Doug Mysterio versus Penta.
Yeah, a match that kind of was added on Raw last minute. It felt like. I
I feel
don't.
like they kind of been building up to it though.
But they just had a match though. Like they just wrestled like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and Dom beat him again. So it's like the second time Dom has beat him in like a month.
Yeah. not really looking good for Penta.
I, I think this match was added because they may have pivoted away from Jay versus Logan Paul right now to try to build up more story because apparently quite a few people were not a big fan of it.
I mean, I was banking on Jay facing Logan. That's what almost made me put Jay on my picks this week, and I was surprised it didn't make um the cut.
I wasn't because the build was too short. I figured maybe Saturday night's main event, maybe Money in the Bank if they don't want to put Logan Paul in Money in the Bank. I felt like they wasn't going to have two world title matches on
Did you
Backlash.
did you hear what happened after Raw went off air this week though?
Yeah, with Logan Paul punching Jay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sucker punching Jay.
Yeah, but see, it was off air though, so it was like they don't even care about it.
Yeah, yep.
Like if they
If
wanted you to see it, you would have saw
if it was going to be on the pay per view, yeah,
it. So who you picking?
I got Dominic Mysterio all the way.
I agree. I'm gonna go with Dom as well. I don't think that's the easiest match to predict, but it's one of the easiest. All right, I'm gonna go with Gunther versus Pat McAfee. I'm gonna go with Gunther.
I'm gonna go with Gunter too, only because he needs to win this match after dropping the title to Jay to stay strong. I'm surprised to hear some people um so so much support for Pat, thinking that he has a chance in this match.
Yeah, I could see Goldberg maybe interfering at the end. Nobody wants to see that, but you know.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Um, yeah, Gunther. All right, your turn. What match you want to talk about next?
We can talk about the Fatal Four Way.
For the U.S. title, we got Jacob Fatu as the U.S. champion defending against Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest versus Louisiana Knight. I got Fatu.
Yeah, it's gotta be fun too. It's gotta be.
Who takes the pin?
I don't see him losing. I'd say either Priest or Knight, one of those two.
Which one?
Let's go with Priest.
I'm gonna go Knight. I'm gonna go Knight because Knight got the pinfall today. I think he'll eat the pin tomorrow or tonight or today, whatever it is.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
All right. Well, this is my actual match of the night that I'm looking forward to. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's Intercontinental title. I am going Lyra Valkyria.
Interesting. Why is that?
Um, One, Becky winning the title does nothing for the title right now. Two, Bailey's been mentioned in back-to-back weeks, and Becky's pretty much running her down. I could see a scenario Bailey comes out there, distracts Becky, and costs Becky the match. And Bailey could also be like, well, I still mean they're both tied, I believe, for title 101 matches. So Bailey could be like, well, she wants another shot. Becky could want another shot, and you could have a triple threat match, and then you could put the title on Lyra, on Becky, excuse me.
That would be very interesting if they did it that way.
What do you think?
But I got Becky winning. She's 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 a big name, and having a person like her with um with everything she's done for winning the title could only build the title up. And I'm pretty sure it would make her a Grand Slam champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, she'll still have to win the U.S. title at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
I do see Becky having this title, just not at Backlash. Only other reason too was because she just won the title. Like she came back and she's
Yeah.
been in 2 title matches. Like, well, 3. All her matches have been title matches since she's been back. So I think
Because
people are
she's
going
the
to start,
man.
huh?
Because she's the man.
Yeah. I like Becky. I don't hate Becky. I think Lyra needs this win more than Becky needs it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It would do wonders for Lyra if she was able to pull this off.
Right. All right. So we differ on that match. And then the main event is John Cena defending his title against Randy Orton in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm going with John Cena.
I'm going with John Cena, too. There's no way he's going to lose this title this early. And if if I'm being frank, I would not be surprised if after the match, Johnson is celebrating, Randy Orton's family and friends are crying in the crowd. Cena sees Randy's dad, and Cena lets him have it.
One more bump for Cowboy Bob taking AA.
I mean, look at how many bumps John Cena Sr. had to take when when Randy was doing that feud with Cena all those years ago.
That's true. Okay, well, we pretty much
It
agree.
ain't even a
Hmm.
yep.
I said we pretty much agree on 4 out of 5. That'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Um, well, let's talk about champions that who we think might be getting, champions, current champions who will do you think will dethrone them? Uh, we'll just do the main roster today. We could do maybe NXT another day.
Okay, sounds good.
Which title do you want to start with?
Let's start with Raw Women's titles.
Io Skies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk hard. I'm gonna say Julia.
interesting. Someone relatively new to Raw.
I think that'd be a good way to establish her.
It honest, yeah, yeah.
What do you think?
It honestly wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't surprise me if if they went back to giving it to Rhea, because no matter if she has the title or not, she's the face of that woman's division on Raw.
She doesn't need the title though. Not right
Yeah,
now.
she doesn't.
Not right now, anyway. So you're going Rhea?
I'm going Rhea. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go Julia. I'm gonna take a bit of a risk. I'm gonna go with Julia. All right. Well, let's stick with Raw. Let's do the Raw Tag Team Championships with the Boo Day. I'm going to say I'm gonna take another shot. I am going to say it will be American Made.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with. Uh, this one's difficult because there's not that many tag teams on Raw, but I'm gonna go with um, Frazier and Action if they ever get drafted to Raw. When they do,
Oh, so you think they're going to Raw?
they'll spend a couple months on SmackDown and probably get drafted in the draft to Raw.
Okay, so you're thinking New Day has a long reign.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Okay. Okay, different ones there. All right, your turn.
Let's go with the Intercontinental, Women's Intercontinental.
Um, I am gonna go with Becky, but not at Backlash.
I'm gonna go with Becky as well.
But you're going at Backlash.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got Becky at Backlash winning it.
Okay, so we agree, but we just not the timing.
Yeah,
Okay, that's okay. We'll chalk that up as an agreeable one. Let's do the. Oh, here's another hard one. The Women's United States Championship. Current champion is Zelina Vega.
that one's more difficult to predict.
I'm sorry.
But if I had to choose, that one's harder to predict. But if I had to choose one, I'm gonna throw a shot in the dark and go with Alexa Bliss.
Okay. Um, I'm I'm also taking another shot in the dark. I'm gonna go with Piper. I'm gonna go Piper.
That wouldn't surprise me at all if they did that.
Unless they bring up Jordan Grace, maybe Jordan Grace.
I feel like they have to bring up Stephanie Vaquer first before bringing up Jordan Grace.
I agree. Okay, your turn.
Let's see. Let's do the men's Intercontinental.
That's Oh wow, why am I blanking? Who the hell is the men's Intercontinental champion?
How dare you, sir?
Oh
You
yeah,
know exactly who the
Dirty
Intercontinental.
Dominic Mysterio. I drew a complete blank.
You call yourself a Dominic fan.
I drew a complete blank. Um,
I'm gonna tell Dirty Dom about this.
look, he knows it happens. I picked him at WrestleMania multiple years in a row. I finally got one right. He owed me that one. Tom. Wild card, Austin Theory.
That would be interesting to see what Austin Theory would do with that in Intercontinental. He's proved he can carry a mid card title when he did it with the United States.
I think he's away. I think he's a little bit away
I'm gonna
from
have
being
to
a
wait.
world champion, though.
Yeah, yeah, just a tad. Give him another couple months away from Grayson Waller. He needs to just move away from Grayson.
Agreed. Who do you think will take the title from Dom?
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was Finn Balor.
Penn Balor beating somebody? No, stop
I don't know. It's happened in the past. It could happen again.
it. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's do the men's United States Championship, currently held by Jacob Fatu.
So,
You want me to go first?
I'm trying to yeah.
I don't think whoever it is currently on the SmackDown roster. I think I'm gonna take a wild card. I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed
Interesting.
because him and Solo do have history working together, and I could see a scenario where Solo calls up Bronson. He's like, "Hey, like I kind of have a werewolf problem. I need you to help me solve." And you could bring back Bronson Reed as this big monster heel, and those two could have a nice feud at the end of the year or go into the summer, depending on his health.
Yeah. Yep. God knows Bronson Reed deserves it.
Who do you think?
There's not many people that I can see beating Jacob Fatu. That man is a beast. But
He's a werewolf.
kind of going off of what you were saying, someone not on the main roster right now. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Obo Femi got called up and he was the one to dethrone Jacob.
The ruler. That'll be a hell of a
That's
match.
the ruler. Oh
Oba.
yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I like that. Oba and Bronson Reed. That'd be interesting. Okay. All right, well, your turn.
Let's see. Let's do the men's world heavyweight title.
Men's birthday travel with Yeet. Uh
Ye-
Seth Rollins?
It looks like it. I mean, he's got a new faction. His faction needs a little bit of credibility. I'm gonna have to go with Seth Rollins.
I wanted to say CM Punk, but I will go Rollins. Question mark?
I can't
I'm not sure.
I can't really see Jey Uso feuding with CM Punk. I could possibly see Jey Uso feuding with Sami Zayn, but not CM Punk.
That's fair. All right, we got Cena's title, we got the SmackDown tag titles, and the women's tag titles. Let's do the women's tag titles. Current champions are Liv and Raquel.
Yep.
I'ma say Roxanne and somebody else.
It's really hard because they don't have that many women's tag teams.
No, they don't. They just got rid of like
They
three of them.
just let go. Yep. They just let go of Shayna and Zoe. Zoe somehow still on the roster, but Shayna isn't.
Because
They got
Zoe's
rid
good
of
and younger.
Lash, Lash, and Jackson.
No,
Let go.
Latch is still there.
So, yeah, Lash, but they broke them up.
Yeah, and they just
And
fired a whole ass tag team.
what's the other tag team?
Well, Gigi Jolin and Shotzi, they were tagging.
Yeah, yep.
Yep. Let both them go.
Let go, both of them.
I think they should just get rid of the women's tag titles.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really helping anyone,
They don't care about
especially
them.
when you have no tag teams to feud. Yeah,
They don't even have women's tag matches like that.
they they really don't.
It's like, what's the point? You got the mid card titles. Just take the tag titles off, and just have them fight for the mid card titles.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, okay, it's your turn. I think there's only like two titles left.
well, let's do the SmackDown tag titles.
I guess the safest answer would probably be Fraxium. I
I have
guess.
a different tag team.
Who?
It might be Faction or the Motor City Machine Gun. I would not be surprised if they gave it back to the Motor City Machine Guns.
Maybe the Tungans if they come back.
Yeah,
Or the city.
the
Yeah.
last title reign, what, lasted only a couple weeks?
If you want to call it a reign, yeah. And I
Well, we won't
believe,
get to.
yeah, I believe the last match we have is the Real World Championship held by John Cena.
Yes,
I
sir.
think he loses by cash in.
To who?
CM Punk.
Interesting. I I can see a world where Cena loses the belt via cash in as well, but to Drew McIntyre.
I'll be down for that. I'll be down for that. I'll be down for Drew McIntyre being WWE champion in front of people.
Exactly. I think that's the key point that needs to happen to solidify his career.
I agree. Yep, and I think that's about it. Main event segment of Raw saw CM Punk call Seth Rollins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Sami Zayn came out there, got speared. Punk fended off Breaker. If you was to add a third man to this group, who would you add?
Oh, does it have to be a man?
Or whatever your heart desires.
I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch.
Okay. Um, I think a Dragonoff would be really interesting. I don't know how healthy he is. If he's healthy enough to come back or not.
I've heard I've heard he isn't supposed to come back till like August, September.
Yeah, if he's that far off, um, I don't know, man. Like maybe again, another guy that's injured. Maybe a Bronson Reed. Maybe you bring up an Ethan Page.
Now, Ethan Page, I can see him fitting in the nice in the group nicely.
I mean, I would go Ethan Page. All ego, it makes sense.
Yeah,
But that is all we have the time for. Anything else you would like to say, Victor? Thank you, sir, for joining today.
of course, always a pleasure.
And yeah, you ready for Backlash tomorrow or tonight, whenever this uploads?
Yes, I am beyond ready. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, same. All right, well, that was the WWE Sit and Talk. I am your host, Osuji, and my friend Victor. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy Backlash. Enjoy the video. Enjoy your weekend, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, thank you. You too, sir.
Thank you.